Greetings from electronic pushers, dear friends. Today, we will see how to program VGH and VGL. We will measure the voltage on this board to program them. The VGH on this main board is at 24.87 volts, and the VSS is at minus 6.21 volts. How do we program them? Simply bring our vouchers tool, de-energize the main board, power on or turn on our circuit, and then select the platform. If it's at TU model, on or U model, and NU model, and AU model, TU 6900, TU 7000, etc. For this case, it's a TU model. Press enter and it tells me that we are ready to program VGH and VGL. We are ready to program them into the different memory positions. As technicians, you don't need to be aware of these memory positions because the tool automatically searches for and programs these positions. However, for informational purposes, it's good for you to know what's happening. So simply place our tools and use the clip. This is a SIF clip that makes pin-to-pin contacts with the memory that configures the display, configures the PMIC, and configures the PMIC operating parameters. Which PMIC? The one we have here, the BPM-S2SM. BPM-S2SM is the reference of this PMIC. Keep in mind that there are different PMIC reference types depending on the Samsung technologies you are programming. We then apply pressures and read. Pressing the read button, note that the presentation changed and tell me that it has successfully read the VGL from this memory, and it's at that value. It says, I have read the VGH, and it's at 7C. What do we do? Let's change the VGH, and see here. It has suggested a value. What should we do next? Remove the clip and power the board to check what voltage it has left. We measure the VGH and it confirms that it was indeed changed. It was changed from 24.5 to 19.32 volts, correct? 19.32 volts. We see it here. As we see, it's like this. Very well. What shall we do next? Let's continue adjusting this value. From here, it has left it at 19.32. We'll lower it a bit more. How will we do that? We already have our tool here. We place the clip on the SPI memory to ensure good contact. Press the read button and it tells me that VGH is indeed at 60. Program VGH and it will set it to 55. Let's see what voltage 55 corresponds to. And here it tells us that 55 indeed lowered the VGH to 17.13 volts. Quite simple and practical to check the programming with this type of tools. Let's continue working with the tool. It's at 55. I want to raise it. Why? Because the image is completely distorted. I need to increase the VGH a bit more. Why? To improve the TFT charge time, so the cell or TFT stored more change. When the VSS pulse is received emits more brightness. You know that lowering the VGH affects brightness. but this can be compensated with the VCOM level, so VGH 55. What do we do? Let's read it. Note that if I remove the clip and press read, it reads nothing. The reading is in milliseconds. VGH is at FF. I place the clip, press read, and it tells me that VGH is at 55. Very well, let's program VGH, and it has it to 7C. Very well. It restored it to its original level. Let's read the VGH level, and it confirms that it has set it to 24.89 volts. This means that the tools perform this programming task in a very quick interval within a second or 1.5 seconds. Let's check the VSS. VSS is at minus 6.21. And why will I program the VSS? If this is the TV and we've corrected the affected side, isolated signals, and it has stopped shutting down, and we want to protect the active sector, one of the two sectors, we will extend its lifespan by reducing the power dissipation on that side. Now, when color distortion, reddish or violet spots, etc., especially common in model 58 TU 8000 with card number B94157790 occurs, what do? We adjust that the VCS level to make it more negative. If it's at minus 6.21, making it more negative means going lower, such as minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10, minus 11, minus 12. Let's adjust this VCS value. It's at minus 6.22, de-energize the board and proceed with programming. Place the buzzer tool here, attack the clip and read. The reading indicates it's at 1E. This is the VGH key, and this is the VCS key. Press VCS and note that it's programming and it's done. It has adjusted at value of 2E. What do? Read. Energize the board and measures. It tells me that the VCS, which was previously at minus 6, is now at minus 9.40 volts. Very well. Suppose the spot persists. What do? De-energize the board and use the voucher's multiprogrammer for PMIC. So we place it on the SPI, perform and read cycle, and it tells us it detected a VGL of 2E. We program it and it has set it to 3E. Let's measure that 3E corresponds to a check here. 3E equal to 12.57. Minus 12.57. I can take it even to minus 18 volts. But what happens? Some types of panels don't accept such a negative level. So the idea is to program and observe how the panel behaves. But what happened with this? With these buzzer tools, you no longer need to use the RT809H, CH341, or TL866. These tools does everything in one. What does all in one mean? It has three wonderful functions. It allows me to copy an SPI, meaning I can extract the content from this main board and transfer it to this SPI. Secondly, it has an incorporated database for suggested and optimal VGH and VGL level depending on the PMIC to be used and the card. And thirdly, it's practically an RT809 as far as SPI programmable functionality. So it's highly innovative tool, very versatile, and quite affordable since the components to build it are very simple. We will support this in a publication in one of the books developed by electronic boosters. We still have inventory of books from 1 to 6 for those interested. So, what does the tool consist of? An LCD display of 16 plus 2. It consists of a clip. It's good for you to have this clip in your service center. This is an SOP8 208 ml clip, which is the appropriate size for this SCPI. Note that the SCPI from other models, like the AU8000, are smaller with different spacing. So it's good to have two types of clips. The 150, which will be this one. Therefore, it's recommended to have this clip and another one. Two clips to handle were required for Samsung TVs. We see that it uses a microcontroller. This microcontroller already has the internal firmware to perform all these functions. It's a development I made and will be able through the training sessions on panel repair and mainboard programming. It has 4 buttons. One to the chassis, one to program VGH, one to program VSS, and other to help synchronize with certain types of SPIs that are not easily readable. And it has a memory for copying all the information from these backup ports and used to batteries. So it's a quite practical circuit. It's a very innovative development and will be a great use and benefit to you. So let's analyze a bit what we are doing with these tools. With these tools, we are programming this memory. For this case, this memory. This is a Winbound 25Q80 memory, and this memory contains the parameters that configure this device, the PMIC. And the PMIC is responsible for managing the multiple DC-DC voltage required for the panel to function correctly. What voltage? Let's measure them. For example, the AVDD voltage, which is in this case at 15.74 volts without load. We don't have the type connected here. The HVD, which will be half on this voltage. The V-con voltage. The gamma signals. Here we also have the level shifter. LC1 and LC2, or in LG, you know as VGH DG, VGH even. LC1 and LC2 to activate the event and ODD lines or the ODD files. So we realize that this device is programmable through the levels or data we load into the SPI memory. That's what we do with the booster's tools. Program the parameters required by the PMIC to work with the panel. And you might wonder what type of PMIC we can work with this device. The answer is as follows. On this card, the PMIC used is the BPMS2SM. But for example, if we look at a VU8000 card, we see that it uses a VPMS3BSM PMIC, which can also be programmed using this type of tools. If we look another type of board, the SDP 19405 SOC is used with TU7000 and TU6900 technologies, and it generally used this PMIC, the VPMS2GMV, which can be programmed through this SPI that we can handle at the moment. So what do? We place our board here and measure the levels of this device. We attach the clip and apply pressure. Then we press read. It tells us that in this case, note how quickly it works. For this case, the VGH position has a value of 8V. We notice that for previous models, it had a different value. And what is the VGL? It shows a value of 0, 0. We change VGH to 8V, VGL to 0, 0. We remove the clip to see what happens and press read. And it shows FF. FF means it doesn't detect anything. VGL FF shows no detections. This demonstrates the simplicity of programming using these tools. We reattach the clip, select the read functions, and we will see that a reading cycle starts with indicated data. Here is it. We attach the clip and use the read functions. It tells us that VGHFF indicates poor contact. So we try again. VGL 0, 0. VGH style 8V 0, 0, 8V. This shows the practicality of these types of tools. It allows me to program the 7000, and it also allows programming for those using the 70TU7000 with the same concept. The same concept applies here as well. This also uses the BPMS2GMV. For example, this is from 43AU8000, which is used a type of SPI. Here is the SPI. So the reading process is similar. We hope to clarify any doubts about PMIC programming processes. Also, note that we can use external DC-DC converters to perform these actions. However, we will need to cut traces and voltage coming from the PMIC and, in some cases, partially disable it. These are the capabilities of the PMIC Booster's multi-programmer tools, which will be available from the next announcement on our website. I invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channels, Booster channels, and our Facebook page, where you will find information on how to obtain or create these tools. We will also be posting how to create a PMIC algae programmer, wonderful tools that allow us to program algae PMICs using the connections for terminals or for TCON UHD, Full HD, and HD, TCON algae. This means that we can program this type of TCON algae, as well as other more specific ones like this. This is a TCON that I said you that we can use with these tools. This TCON is for UHD, Full HD, the HD, and this is for Ticon LG. This is another Ticon LG, as well as the other specific. And for example, this one, which is 4K, uses the 25 UK 7500, and it performs programming for this PMIC, the RT6943, which is used to generate different voltage for this type of technology. For LG, we will use these types of tools, and for Samsung, we will use the PMIC Bushers multi-programmer. You can also use the RT809H, but it will be taking more time because you have to memorize memory positions, etc. With these tools, it is extremely simple. This will be an advanced version of the programmer made by the Chinese, which is very good and interesting, but doesn't work for all type of PMIC. However, it only works for LG and some Chinese boards, making it very limited in scope. The specific solutions we offer for Samsung TVs is the PMIC Bushers multi-programmer. My friends, we wish you happy repairs and thank you for your attentions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels, give a like to this video, and thank you so much.